Okay, we are on the call right now. Happy day, happy Sunday. Good morning to those of you who just woke up. I know a lot of you like to lie in bed on Sunday, but great. We don't have a ton of people on the call right now, but I'm sure on Facebook, the rest of you will catch up. There was some confusion about the call with the messaging on Facebook earlier. The call starts at 2 p.m. Jakarta time, 3 p.m. Singapore time, right? So that I hope there's no confusion on that. But for those of you who are going to be dialing in at 3 p.m. Jakarta time, you may miss part of it. But like I said, this will be on the record. All right. Okay. So this is officially the end of the last day, right? We are on bonus day 2, the last day of our 10-day session. We've done 12 days. So, let's give ourselves a pat on the back saying, well done, right? Exactly. We did well. I'm really impressed with everyone. There's so much energy. There's so much excitement. There's so much engagement in this group. I love this group. And so in a way, it's a bit sad because it's the end of the end of the recovery challenge, right? But to me, it is not the end. It's actually the beginning, right? It's actually the beginning of the next steps of the journey. Now, I know a lot of you privately messaged me, a lot of you contacted me privately to say, hey, after this program is over, like what's next, right? That some of you have been asking. And some of you also said that, hey, can I get some help with regard to helping me specifically with my business? Because, the example that you gave was not really applicable to my business. I need specific help, right? So to that, I've done a couple of things, right? And I want to share those things with you. The first thing I've done is I'm creating a second challenge. It's called the Recovery Intensive Program, right? So it's the Recovery Intensive. This is not 10 days. This is just for 5 days. And it will cover, it's for 5 days, this Recovery Intensive Program. It's starting on the 1st of June, right? So tanggal 1, right? It starts on the 1st of June and it goes on for 5 days. So it starts on Monday, it ends on Friday, right? So it's a really, really compact program. And I can cover the program, but I guess I will give you guys more information. 70%, this is for your information, 70% of this 5-day program is what I have already covered in the 10-day recovery in May. Okay, so the June program will have only 30% new content, right? 70%. So for those of you who want to join me in June, get a refresh of the content that we covered the last 10 days. So means get a second round, because maybe some of you said, oh, like one of the business owners who attended the program, told me privately, sorry, really sorry, I love your content, I love your program, but I had no time to actually do any of the homework because I was so busy during this 10-day program, right? So can I join the next program, which is happening in June? Now, I don't know whether I will do again in April. I don't know whether I will do it again in September, right? I don't know when I will do this program again, but I'm doing another program in June. It's for 5 days. And if you guys want to join, you can. And there's a very special price for those people who want to rejoin in the next program. And that is 50% discount, right? So for whatever price that you paid, you just pay half. And you can rejoin on the program, which is on the 1st of June. Okay, so if you're interested, then I guess we will send out an email or we will contact you to ask you if you're interested, right? To join in on the program. So I've already got new people coming in for already signed up, already paid for June 1st, right? We've already got people also from Indonesia. People have already signed up and paid for my June 1st program. So I'm excited to welcome them. But for those of you who want a refresh of the program and want to get some additional, a little bit more coaching and help from me, and a bit more new content and a few more new strategies, then you can join my 1st of June program. That's the first thing I wanted to talk to you about. Now, the second thing that I wanted to talk to you about is an ongoing coaching program that I'm opening up. So I have got a membership masterclass series, right? So in this membership, it's for those people who, like what I did over the last 10 days, right, is to give you the how, right? I told you, okay, these are the strategies, this is how you create the story, this is how you do the customer, this is how you do this is how you do that, this is how you do that, right? I gave you all the how. It's called DIY, all right? It's do it yourself, right? That was the DIY, do it yourself. But a lot of people tend to say like, wow, do it yourself, it's just really too much of information at one time. I still need a bit of help from Indhran. I still need a bit of hand holding, right? So because of that, I started, I do this twice a year, right? So the first intake is 1st of January. The next intake is at the beginning of June. So at the beginning of January, I have one intake for my program. The next intake will be the first week of basically the first week of July, right? But you can openly enter in June already, right? So it's a 6 months program, but it goes on 2 intakes. It goes on for 12 months. So it's really a 12-month program. It's very, very structured, and it takes you through not only, so maybe I'll share my screen so that maybe I can explain to you a little further. I don't have all the details, but definitely I do want to share my screen with you so that you guys can see, okay? So, right. So my program, the 12-month program is called the CALM, C-A-L-M, right? So during COVID time, don't panic, be calm, right? Be calm and make money, right? Keep calm and make money. So create is just the first step, right? That's called STO, Storify, right? Situation, twist, and outcome. This is just the first part to create. Then you need to authenticate it. Authenticate means you go back and make it stronger. So that's called the RIFY. So the whole program, Storify, STORIFY. The R is for relevance. The I is for impact, right? The F is for feelings, which is the emotions you want to play in there. And the Y is you, your part, right? And then after that, we will go and actually launch your product. So when you say launch, right, launch is more like leverage, right? So you learn how to tell different stories on different social media platforms for your brand, right? And then finally, once you do that, then you monetize with a very, very laser focused offer that they cannot say no, because if you've done step 1, step 2, and step 3, where you launch and you leverage in the right way, then the monetization part becomes very, very natural, where you come with what is called an MVO, minimum viable offer, right? You throw out an MVO and then you close the sale through that. So this is the process. It takes 12 months, right? Like I said, I don't have, I don't want to go deep in today because but Hadimi is standing by, but I will just share with you, generally, this is the program. And we are also opening up the membership. So for those of you in the chat who are interested in something like this, in a more in-depth coaching program, and an in-depth, it's almost like you're becoming part of my membership team. Okay, so let me know, right? Let me know. This is a paid service, but let me know if you guys are interested, and I'll share more details with you. Okay, right. So that's the end of me. Let me just stop my sharing. And over to you, Hadimi, to continue.
Thank you so much, Indran. Thank you. And yes, very interesting program. I'm personally very interested. So
awesome.
Let's start. So how are you guys? How's everything? Thank you for your dedication. Seriously, thank you so much. I adore your dedication. And Sorry, Ayat.
You can let me also allow you to share your screen. I'm sure you want to share
Yeah,
your screen, right?
yeah,
Um,
obviously. Yeah.
just give me a minute. Let me allow you to share your screen. Okay, your okay. So if you need to share your screen, no problem. Yeah, I think Aya was away, but she just came back now, which is great. Good
Oh,
timing. Good timing.
yeah. So let's get started. I want to ask you guys first. Nowadays, what is the most challenge that you are facing? It might be problem. What is annoying you the most nowadays? Just put it
Yeah,
in the chat.
just put in the chat. Let's hear it. What is your biggest and the thing that's irritating you and annoying you, right, Hadimi? That's what you're asking, right?
Anyone, like for example, in business, in whatever is happening. I totally understand you, Divi. Yes. Who else? Who else want to share? Oh, yeah. For example, I asked what annoys you the most these days, like the past few months, the past 1 year. What irritates you generally in business, in life, whatever. I have the solution for you, DB.
Yeah, what's that?
Let me just share with you personally what is irritating me these past few months, and you can all guess what is it. COVID-19, very irritating. It changed everything. It changed my lifestyle. It changed my plans. It changed my objectives. It changed literally everything in my life. So we're coming in to grip like with COVID-19, but it has caught us off guard. So it's the most population is under some from a lockdown, and all of us we're having this unexpected experiment of social distancing, working remotely. We're not used to this, right? It's very new to us, and we found ourselves like kind of obliged to adapt ourselves to this situation. This global pandemic, it was like literally inevitable. We can't do anything about it. It happened. We should face it. So, but lately I've been doing some research, and I realized that many researchers and many health experts actually they warned us. For example, Bill Gates in one of the talks of TED Talks, I guess, in 2015, he mentioned that, and he warned us that if anything will kill over 10 million people in the future, in the past like decade, and the like next decade, won't be a war. It will be a, a deadly virus. And I was shocked because we didn't actually take it seriously. People they knew it is happening, but we didn't take it that much seriously. And you know, it happened, and people they managed to keep calm. We're trying to keep calm, and we carry on and be strong. But the friction and the frustration are inevitable. We can't just ignore them. No matter how strong we are, no matter how patient we are, we get frustrated. At a certain point, we can't take it anymore. And during this time, we actually, for example, it happens, and by the way, it is in business as well as in personal life. It happens in the same way. So if we think about it in a very different way, for example, the reason why you are here because you want to make change, guys. The reason why you prescribed for this event and for this program because you see it. I believe that you see this crisis as an opportunity and not as uh, only a problem. We believe all of us that it's momentary, it's a problem, but we are all looking forward to see how we can overcome it, how we find solution for this. So if we just think about it in this way, take the COVID-19 as a design problem. Let's design COVID-19. It's a problem. Let's design for the solutions. Let's be innovative as much as we can. Let's do something about it. Let's apply design thinking. And now we will start. Today's session is about design thinking and how this methodology, how this concept, which is booming since years and years now, especially nowadays in the world of startup, in the world of entrepreneurship, it's booming more and more. And today we will figure out how can design thinking help us as business actors to move forward, to earn more, and to close sales, and why not get more sales. So let me share my screen here. So let's get it started. Design thinking for growth. Who has any idea about what design thinking is? Just type yes or type whatever you have, like even words, 1 word, 2 words, about what design thinking is. Exactly, Indran. It is very, very powerful. Let me start with defining what design thinking is. It is everywhere called a human-centered design. What do you mean by human-centered design? It is a methodology, actually, that is based on human needs. We, as business actors, entrepreneurs, whoever we are, we actually don't think our priority is not profit, more revenue. No, it's our client, it's our target. We should think about their needs, about their preferences, about their desires, because we believe if we do so, that will bring us more money, that will bring us more profit and more revenue. So design thinking, as we said, it's a human-centered design. And it's an approach that believes and literally believes that every single problem is solvable, no matter what the problem is. In business, no matter what you have, like for example, do you have a problem with their mates now, you know, different personalities, different, now like with the lockdown, you have like different behaviors, you might not like them. You say like, oh my God, what should I do? Design thinking is the solution. Because if we believe that every single problem is solvable, we will totally overcome it and it will result in amazing results. So it is based, as I said, it enhances human-centered design. Design thinking, it enhances actually the human-centered design. And it tries as much as possible to understand people. What do they need? What do they want? What do they desire more? What they might not like. Actually, we take the person as a unit. We think about our clients, we think about them one by one, not as a whole. We can't take everyone as a whole, but we think very deeply about what might our clients need. So design thinking it's design thinking with communities. So it is it helps to deeply understand our target and people that we are serving, and we are offering our services, and it creates innovative solutions for existent problems rooted in people actual needs. So the main objective and the main role of design thinking is creating innovative new solutions that never been mentioned before, based on people needs and wants. So, for example, let's say personally, like for example, I want to buy, like I'm Tunisian, I live in Malaysia, and I can't find I like spicy food, and I can find, like for example, the spicy products that I used to have back in my country. But I figured out that there are few companies here in Malaysia, they don't only sell the spicy sauces, for example, only for Asian communities. Because I found even in the same company, which is Malaysian company, some spicy sauces that are almost like the spicy sauce that I used to have back in my country. They've done the adaptations so people like us who are not used to the taste of the spicy sauce here in Malaysia be comfortable, and they've done a variety of products that so we get satisfied. And this is the most important thing. As a company, they don't stick like to one idea of, oh, we are creating a product which is spicy sauce for everyone. People, they like spicy sauce. No, they actually invested very well in understanding what each of the customers might like and dislike. Sorry, I can't, yeah, I can move on. When we design, usually when we think about design, we talk about products and services. But what I'm adding now with design thinking, we design experiences. As much as we care about the product and services, and as much we invest time, energy, money in these things, we should, design thinking, invest in experiences too. Because we want our customers to have a good product, but with the good product, a good experience to remember us. And here comes the loyalty idea. How they become loyal to us, because we're not only offering them something that they might like, that consume. No, they will remember the experience, the atmosphere, the environment, and this is the most important thing. So in this, like design thinking makes us think about what are the competitive advantages that we might create and other people they don't. So this is the difference between, as you see in the screen, between business thinking and design thinking. The business thinking, it happens this way. There is a problem. Okay, fine, let's find a solution for that. Solution found, the end. The design thinking is, we're not waiting for the problem to come up. If we should understand what these people that we are serving, what do they need? What do they want? What do they desire? What are their priorities? Then we figure out with problems, we find the problems. Sometimes problems find us, but sometimes we find the problem. Then we have the solutions for those problems. The basic, the most important. You can hear me, guys? Sorry.
Yes, I can hear you. All good.
Perfect. So the most important thing in design thinking is what we call the creative confidence or self-efficacy. Who has an idea about what we do mean by creative confidence? Or even if you don't know what is it, just figure out, give me some ideas, like words. What creative confidence? Did you hear about it before? Yes, no? About our creativity. Yes, yes, Indhran. Yeah, exactly. Creative confidence is, for example, did any one of you thought about design thinking when I said we're having a session about design thinking? They thought it's only for designers. Say yes in the chat if it is the case. Same like you, DB. First, when I heard about design thinking, I was like, okay, I'm not a designer. Why should I like? Why am I involved in this? I'm a marketer. Why? So yeah, we have this idea. We just stick design to designers. Well, it's not the case. And let's get started. I'll tell you a very short story about me, myself. When I was a kid, I used always to sing all the time, everywhere, whatever the language of the song, I sing everything, good lyrics, wrong lyrics, every time I sing. So I was a kid and I was enjoying it, obviously. Till one day, my best friend, she came and told me, can you just don't sing anymore, please, because it's very annoying. And you can imagine, guys, the shock I had that day, because personally, I thought that as I'm enjoying it, people who are listening to me, they're enjoying it too. But I just figured out actually they don't, and I stopped. I stopped because I thought that I was not good, and it didn't take me time to just decide. Like that moment, she said, "Can you please don't sing anymore?" I stopped singing, and later on, I was by accidentally I was singing in front of other people, and then they said, "Actually, oh my God, then you have a good voice." And I was like, "Oh my God, really? Like, do you like it?" Because I thought that it's not really good. This is what I got this feedback like years ago, and I'm totally convinced that it's not good. So they said, "No, no, we like it so much." And step by step, I was like, "Okay, if they like it, let me just try to sing in front of people, like more people." I started singing in front of my friends, like everyone, and I figured out actually they do like it, and I sing amazingly well. I can say it now with a huge confidence. Yeah, I sing very well. Then I was like, this is not enough. I should like sing more, and I got more confident, and I started singing in events, in bars, and I was loving the reaction of people loving what am I doing and enjoying every song I sing. And I just figured out that only one sentence from a person has been said like years and years ago changed my mind. Like I stopped singing because I thought that I'm not good enough. And my confidence broke at that time. And like thank God, lately I knew how to rebuild that confidence. And I I figured out that just because of that judgment, I almost stopped singing. And it is wrong. And this is just a very short story of me, of my life. But in business, it happens the same way. We are asked, for example, to attend meetings, to do presentations, to close sales, but we always try to run away, try to you know, just go, not hear about it, avoid it as maximum as we do, as we can, sorry, because we think that we're not good enough. And we think that, this thing is not for us, that we're not confident enough because we believe that we can do it. And it happens all the time. Do you agree with me? Did it happen with you before? DV, I really relate this to your story that you shared with us. I really do. Yeah, exactly. And then I just figure out that this is not true. And if we just stick to the process of the step-by-step process, we will end up with amazing things, and we will surprise ourselves and our team, and we surprise them like how innovative and how creative we are. And that's amazing. We were born creative. This is known. But the educational system, people around us, the environment that we grew up into made us very boring, made us very, they judge us all the time in a way that we have no confidence anymore. If they tell us we can do it, fine, we can do it. That's it. Like, we believe them that easily. So Albert Bandura, he's one of the best psychologists in the history. He actually, I read an experiment that he has done. He actually was a specialist in understanding and studying the phobias. So he has done one experiment. He took people who have snakes phobia. He put them in a room and he told them, figure it out. Now we're going into another room where there are snakes. And obviously these people, they said, all right, are you crazy? Hell no, we're not going into that room. There are snakes. We have phobia. You might even like get killed or we might die. So then he said, okay, let's start this step by step. So the first thing he has done is he took them to the room, like took them from another room to approach them to the room where their snakes are. And he just focused on making them feel comfortable. And second step, he made them stand in the doorway, and the door was open and the snakes were inside the room. And actually he made them again feel comfortable. Fine, no problem, no one died till now, fine. Then the third step, he gave them gloves, and they told him, you know something, you can do it. See, like, you move from the other room to this room, you're just 1 meter far from them. Just touch them. There are gloves. Believe me, nothing will happen. They made them again feel comfortable, and they touched the snakes, and they got surprised because, you know what? Nothing happened. They didn't die. No one had a heart attack. No one cried. And actually they figured that, oh my God, actually the snakes are beautiful. Okay, we're wearing gloves, but still fine. Like, there's no problem. Why we were been having this phobia for years and years and years. And when we just overcame this fear, nothing happened. They were actually, later on, they were enjoying it, from just thinking about that they might die because of it, to the other extent, which is, imagine enjoying it. And later on, he was following up with these people, and he figured out that these people ended up having less anxiety, not only with the snakes thing, phobia, but in their real life. They they become like people who try harder. They are perseverant, more perseverant, and they actually built kind of a new confidence. And that's what he called self-efficacy. Self-efficacy. And that's what we're trying to do nowadays. We try to rebuild our self-efficacy. So this was the story of Albert Bandura. I literally liked it too much because I can relate it to everything in business. It happens to me personally every time they tell me, Hadimi, you will go and meet, I don't know, like one of the partners, and you will, for example, you will represent this. I was like, oh my God, why has this happened to me? Why me? My God, like, I swear, I even start thinking about how to just run away, oh, I'm sick, oh, I don't know why. But the moment I did that, even though it is happening, okay, I might fail, right? Then I'm not gonna die for sure. But the problem that we always keep in mind that we are always judged, and this is stopping us from fighting, from being ourselves, from being the strong people that we are, and from being the very effective business actors. And actually, these small steps that I've been talking about, that, for example, that Dr. Albert Bandura has been doing, these small steps, they lead to small successes, and these successes, and they turn fear from fear to a familiarity, and we get familiar with it, and we surprise ourselves that, oh my God, we're not afraid anymore about it, and we get used to it, and we get happy, and we overcome it. And that feeling of overcoming our fears is amazing, because it pushes us and it leads to better results. So I'm gonna just give a small, I will compare between the normal problem solver and a design thinker. After we talked about the self-confidence, the confidence efficacy, we are human beings. Normally, we are all of us problem solvers. Because if we're not problem solvers, we will all die. We can't survive. So one of the characteristics of problem solvers, they avoid failure all the time. We, as human beings, we always get afraid to fail. We don't want to fail. No one wants to fail, to be honest. Like, if you give me about the option between succeeding and failing, I was like, oh my God, are you crazy? Of course I want to succeed. But we made it as an obsession that it's stopping us from doing everything. We think about always like, we analyze, think too much, overthink, analyze, overthink, but we don't do anything. We don't do anything about it. We don't move to action. While a design thinker, they think, obviously, but they think in a way that they're not scared of failure. Actually, they fail, and they fail a lot, and they're happy about the failure, because they know that from the failure, they will learn fast, and they will come up with solutions. They do a lot of experiments. They don't stop only with that thinking phase and overthinking phase. They try, they experiment, they do it all the time, and if it doesn't work, no problem. They redo again, and that's how the process is done. The problem solver, the normal problem solver, this way of solving the problem for these people, it's periodic. Oh, we have a problem, let's solve it. We don't have a problem, we're fine. But when it comes to design thinker, it is a continuous processes. It happens it's a lifestyle. It's not a tool anymore. It's a lifestyle. That's the way we live. So that's why design thinkers, mainly they are very successful business actors. And problem solvers, they think too much, and most of the time they don't take action. While design thinkers, yes, they do think, but they do more. They just move to action. The next thing that we will talk about now is the process of design thinking. There are many steps into design thinking. The first one is emphasize, first step. The second is define. Third is ideate. Then prototype, and finally test. We will go through the phases one by one very quickly. I'm sorry, Indhran, I know I took more than I should, but I'm trying to cover.
No problem. It's really interesting. This is so important, actually, because it changes the way we think, the way everyone thinks.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you so much. So let's start with empathize. The empathize part. It is actually the first part where we try to understand what our target audience might need. What do they need? What do they like? What do they desire? And because they are human beings, they are people, we're dealing with people. In this phase, we don't think only about ourselves, about our companies, and about our just objectives, like business objectives and everything, because we're dealing with people. And since we're dealing with people, we should consider what do they want, because the moment we have this interaction between us as business, as service offers, and them as clients, we think about each other. We have to have they must know that we care about them. We put ourselves into their shoes, because we too, we are clients. We're offering something, but we are the clients of other companies, right? So this phase is about thinking what our clients might like. What do they need? What do they don't need? What do they don't like? And it's really, really matters. Then we move to the define phase. The define phase, it's about after the empathize, after all the efforts that we've done to understand what our clients might need. The define phase is about having a very clear point of view of what they actually need. We have idea, okay, for example, we need more sessions about the steps of design thinking one by one. Perfect. I understand, for example, DB is more interested in creative confidence. Okay, perfect. Okay, Elson, oh, what might Elson need? So we go through this through interviews, through observation. This happens, and to be honest, it's time consuming, it's tiring, but the results are very fruitful. The second, the phase is ideate, and what we mean by ideate, we sit as a group, as a team, and we do the brainstorming. We brainstorm, and we think about ideas. We come up with ideas. Not only one idea. As much as ideas we can bring up, it's totally fine. It's perfect, even perfect. Because as one saying I really like, Linus Pauling says that the best way to get a good idea is by getting a lot of ideas. Because only one idea will not survive that one idea. If it might not work, what should we do? The more ideas we get, the more successful we will be. Then we move to the prototype phase. And with prototype, we make our ideas that we had, that we collected, tangible. We make it, we create it. It's concrete now. It's no more theoretical. It's practical. You can touch it. It's real. So, and now we think about how we can show this idea by doing it. Here it is. Like I show you. I want to do, for example, I don't know, for example, a magic book. We were talking, Indran, DB, Elson, we were talking about it. Oh, okay, we came up with many ideas. But in this phase, we make it. We are going to make that magic book, and you can touch it, and it is ready to the testing part, which is the last phase of the design thinking process. And in this part, we actually share these prototyped ideas with our audience, our target, with our customers, potential customers, people who we are targeting. Then we try to understand, did it work? If it works, fine, perfect. We're so happy. We move on to other ideas and to other projects. If it didn't work, is it a problem? Just type yes or no. What do you think? If the prototype after testing it doesn't work, is it a problem? Exactly. No. You know why it's not a problem? Because we have a lot of other ideas that we can work on, and of course one of them will work. And because we just learned that there are no problem, because we're using design thinking, and with design thinking we believe that problems, they exist, but they are solvable. We were not going to get frustrated because this idea didn't work and because we invested too much. No, because it's a process. Done with the first idea, we move on to the second. Done with the second, we move on to the third, and that's how it works. All what we've seen, I want to share with you this thing. There are three main points that personally I want to talk about. The first thing that we should consider, that personally, like, I believe that we are responsible for the results that we will get. If we put in too much, we push ourselves, we just think out of the box, we don't stay in our comfort zone anymore, we motivate our teams, we just act out of the normal, we get fruitful results. The second thing is, no matter how much we get stuck, we should believe all the time that we can get unstuck and we will get unstuck. And this thing is not a simple sentence. It's like clearly it's very simple sentence, but we should believe in it. We stuck every day with everything we do, from morning to night, from going out from like home to work to grocery to whatever we do, we stuck all the time. But also we get unstuck all the time. And with keeping this in mind, we will help each other to be more solution oriented. The third point that I want to talk about is we can't actually, we are unable as business owners, and it happens all the time to us. I don't know if you share with me this thing, but we are most of the time spending too much time and too much energy on problems that they don't exist. We love creating problems, isn't it? We adore, like every time we just think, oh my God, this is happening. We are very sad. We get angry. We get stressed. We overthink. And the problem doesn't exist. And yes, we can't find solution for an existing problem. So we just have to try as much as we can, reduce this talent that all human beings have of creating an existing problem. If we just think about, focus on what we have, start overthinking, just focus and see clearly what do we have, we will find the exact problems and we will find the most relevant solutions for those problems. This is almost the end of the presentation, and I want to say only one thing before we move to the questions, if there are any questions. Actually, I personally believe that design thinking is a very efficient tool in business, and I believe that not only I believe that researchers and many statistics say that startups and businesses that use design thinking are way more successful more than the other companies and entrepreneurs that are way more they are way more successful. But I do believe that even in our life, this should be applicable. Design thinking should be applicable. And imagine if we just take some time and instead of like just, oh my God, we have problems, no, we just think about designing our life. We will see, all of us, how amazing the changes will be. As much as you invest in business, as much as you invest in projects and whatever the efforts that you're doing in your professional life, do it in your personal life, in real life, and enjoy the results. You'll see how happy and how it will even have a positive impact on your professional life. That's the end of our presentation. I hope you liked the design thinking, even though like I tried to just mention the most important things, sorry, it's way more deep and it's way more important, and there are many things that I didn't mention. Hopefully like soon we get to do another session about it. Thank you so much, and please tell me if you have any questions, if you have any if you want to share any feedback, anything. Thank you so much.
Great, Hademi. Thank you so much. I will start with a question. I thought that it was such an interesting topic because it gives you a fresh way to look at how to solve problems around us. And I think this is something, the world around us is full of problems, especially now with COVID-19. So we can definitely use this. But my question to you, Hademi, is this. For somebody who is now trying to improve their sales, who is now trying to solve the problems of COVID-19, you know, I can't get enough sales, or my customer doesn't want to talk to me anymore, or my product is not selling well. What would be the first steps to help in this journey to fix the problem?
Amazing question, Indran. Really, really amazing question. First of all, as I said, the first thing that we should put in mind that we are in crisis and no problem, we should find solution for that. We should keep this in mind. The second thing that it happens all the time, like people, they say, okay, crisis, whatever we are serving now, they might not actually satisfy the actual needs. then this is what we should know. If we have a problem with sales, like like now, for example, I'm selling you something, Indran, and you are very loyal customer of me, but then I just, with the crisis of COVID-19 and everything, I just figure out that I have a really serious problem with sales. Then I should understand what are your needs as my client now in this situation, because needs, they change. This is very important. It depends on the environment, it depends on the atmosphere. Your needs before COVID-19 are totally different from your needs now. And I should adapt what I'm selling to your needs. I should do some adjustments in, to my products that I am personally selling you, according to what you need and might satisfy you in this condition. People that I'm seeing, people now, they having problem with sales, but they don't do anything about it. Obviously, there's a problem with sales because you are trying to sell something for people that they don't need anymore in that period of time. So we just should think about what can we add on, or what we can adjust to what we are offering, so people, they can buy from us.
Okay, that was very helpful because, like I said, I think from what I understood, what you said was the first thing we need to do is have the right mindset, meaning that this is not a problem that we cannot solve, right? To have that creative, confidence. That's what I understood. That's the first part, right? Then the second part you're talking about is having the absolute understanding of your customers' problems, right? Like walk in your customer's shoes to try to understand exactly what situation they are facing right now. And then once you do that, then the solution will become easier.
Exactly, Andrew. Yeah. There's another question from Armin. He says, how to influence our partner or team to follow our thoughts? Because most of the time we just don't meet our, yeah. Actually, Armin, I believe, and from a very personal experience, I believe that we can't just influence people and to follow our thoughts. Instead of trying to influence them, if we share our ideas, they share theirs with us, I'm sure that we will come up with amazing new ideas, with amazing solutions. Because if we keep on just trying, because as we are trying to influence them, be sure that your partners are trying to influence you too. Because like Debbie said, in this kind of situations, we are convinced with our ideas and we want to make it happen, but we work with people, and when it comes to teamwork is very hard, because we should compromise and we should collaborate and we should listen too much. But personally, I believe that instead of you thinking about how to just influence them, just try to share with them and make them feel that even their ideas are welcome. And yes, and without their ideas, the project won't happen. And that if you collaborate, if you mingle your ideas with their ideas and the way of thinking, because I believe in difference makes amazing things. Difference are amazing. If we're just alike and we are the same, we will not bring up new things. We will not be innovative enough. But if we just mix up our differences and the way we think, it would be great. And I really hope that I answered your question. If you want to add anything, Indra, just.
Thank you, Hadimi. That was a great answer. Really, obviously, it boils down to that. But it reminds me, Armin, of a story when I was young. And, I was young in school and I used to be wearing glasses, and I was never the most popular kid in the whole school, right? I was really, really unpopular in many ways. And I was an introvert, and I never was popular, okay? So, and I always used to want to try to impress the girls, right? Always want to be somebody but nobody paid attention to me. No girls paid attention to me at all, because they are, they didn't see me as attractive. So to answer yourself, how do you influence our partner or team to follow our thinking? So here I was trying to influence the girls, okay, trying to influence the people, right? And one day I met this guy who kind of actually looks worse than me, okay, but he was so popular with all the girls, right? They loved him, and I thought to myself, this is not fair, because I think I am better looking than this guy. This guy is like ugly and he's horrible looking, but he can get all the nice girls talking to him. Like, what is the secret, right? So I secretly tried to make him a good friend. I tried to befriend him, right? And got to him. And it turns out he was a really nice guy. So one day I said, hey, come on, tell me the secret, man. Tell me the secret. Like, why do you have all the beautiful girls talking to you? Like, what's your secret, right? And he said, really, it's no secret. Every girl has a key. And if you find that key, you'll be able to win her over, right? And I thought to myself, wow, okay. So it is not so much about how I look or what I say, but it's about understanding from their point of view, there is something that I should be able to connect with them. So similarly, to answer your question, Armin, every of your partner has a key. Do you know what is the key? Right? If you don't have that key, then you will never get on their good side, right? So just with everyone that we're having a problem, right? You look at, DB said earlier, my teammates are horrible and they're overreacting to so many things, and we see that often, right? But the point here that I would just want to share, right, is that they are maybe overacting in your situation, but when you look at with other people, maybe they're not reacting like that. They're reacting normally. It's only with you that they're overreacting, or with certain number of people they are overreacting. So no matter how bad that person is, when you look at their life in total, actually they're quite nice to other people, but to you they're not nice. And that's not fair, and it's because you haven't found the key. Just like the way when I was younger in school, and all the nice girls were talking to this guy, they would ignore me, and they would never even talk to me, or if they did, they would just talk for a little while, and then it was over, right? They didn't, because I could not find the key. So my advice to you, and it's exactly what Hadimi said about design thinking, it is to find the key, and you can use design thinking as well to try to understand your customers better. And once you find that key, then you've opened the door. You've opened the door to either a good partnership, you've opened the door to their heart, you've opened the door to monetization. This is a secret, right? So whenever you're having a challenge, just to summarize what I was trying to say, whenever you're having a challenge with a person, ask yourself, what is the key? And comes back to what Hadimi said earlier about creative confidence. Know in your heart, have the right mindset that you can find that key. That no matter how difficult this person is, and no matter how horrible this person is right now, they do have a key. So your question is, how do I find that key?
Exactly. Yes. There is another question, Indran, from Ayat. She says, how to implement the design thinking instead of problem solver while there is a deadline, target, or lack of resources, time, and task. Ayat, design thinking will definitely help you with deadlines, targets, lack of resources, and whatever problem you are facing, because you are already, as I said, all of us, we are problem solvers. But if we just put in our mind that we should change this mindset of us being only normal problem solvers, and we implement design thinking, we will overcome all the problems. And it's all here. I believe in it, as you said just right now, Indran, that it's all about the mindset. The implementation starts with the mindset. Then the process it's easy to implement, very easy. We take step by step, and it will get done. Each step will be successful, but all about the mindset. The first thing is the mindset.
Yeah, and maybe I just want to add, Aya, maybe I think what you're trying to understand is that, you know, in your company now, there's not a lot of budget to do this, or you might have to be in a rush, right? You're really rushing to fix this problem, okay? So, and that's why you're thinking, should I use design thinking or should I just go and do this? First of all, the way that Hadimi has mentioned design thinking, it is not that complicated and it doesn't take much longer than the same way that you would do the normal problem. So it does take longer, but it doesn't take that much longer. So imagine this, right? Say you want to bake a cake. And so somebody says, you know what, you need to follow this recipe, right? You need to first mix the flour with the eggs and the sugar, and this is the process. And you're like, no, 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 I'm in a hurry. I'm really hungry now. I want to bake the cake. So what you do is you throw in all the ingredients together and put it in the oven. And then after that, when the cake comes out, it tastes horrible. Okay, so, and in many ways, when you're in a rush to try to solve a problem, it is actually a dangerous thing because your timeline actually becomes longer. Your lack of resources that you thought earlier you had maybe $100 to spend on this, now because of you try to do it within that, it's costing you 500 US because you have caused a new problem, right? So it's always good. And I know from my chat with Aya earlier, she works with China Mobile, and a lot of things a lot of things are out of her hands. There are many things that for Indonesia, where she's based, is driven by her management or driven by management from outside of Indonesia, in Hong Kong, for example, right? So many things are out of her hands. But still, like I said, Aya, remember what I said about the trying to win, trying to become popular with the girls. That secret that I learned. Every of your manager in your company has got a key, right? It's up to you to find that key. And if they don't know, if you are not able to convince them, then you need to keep trying to be able to convince them to extend the deadline, to show them, hey, look, there's this design thinking thing. Let's try this, right? And whenever you bring something new into the company, and if you can actually create results with that, your future working for this organization is much brighter because you have brought something that was completely different and you have created amazing results.
Diane is asking about the key that you were exactly talking about.
Yeah, so the key here, I would say, this is an example, right? In many ways, what I talked about, the key is actually the buyer story, right? We talked about everyone has got a story, okay? So we are who we are. For example, I have got no hair, you can see, right? I've got no hair. And imagine my problem is that I wish that I could grow hair. I wish that I want to look with, I want to have long hair like Hademi. I want to have Hademi's kind of hair, right? So that is my deepest desire, right? But I got no hair and that's my problem, okay? So imagine you now, if you know that's my challenge, right? How would you talk to me now, right? Assuming you did not know that was my challenge, how would you talk to me, right? So if you knew that I have a particular problem, I have a particular thing, your whole value proposition, even though you are selling me data services, right? But you know that I have this problem of that I want to grow my hair and I cannot grow my hair, right? You might actually talk about maybe some hair tonic, or you might say something like that, just as a friend, just to help me out, right? And even in that, I might prefer you over somebody else to buy your data services, even though having hair, not having hair, no connection at all. But the fact that you found a key, you found my key, right? Somehow, and you can find a key by asking the right questions, right? You usually, when people talk to you, they are very, 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 they share a lot of information, but most people, they don't listen, right? When we are talking to the other party, we are not really paying attention. We are actually just hearing what they say, but we are not actively listening. And active listening is a skill of its own, right? It's so they're basically, when you talk about listening, right? There are basically three kinds of listening. The first kind of listening is when you listen, you just hear the words coming to the from the customer or from the other party, right? That's the worst kind of listening, and 99.9% of people are doing that listening right this minute around the world. Okay, they're doing this kind of listening. That's the first kind of listening, which mainly it's hearing. Then they've got the listening, right? That means I really want to listen what you're saying. I'm paying attention. Like, I want to hear, what is your message? Tell me, what is your message? I'm really listening. So when Hadimi is talking, like, we're listening. What is Hadimi trying to talk to us and tell us, right? When she talks about a story, about how when she was singing and someone told her that, right? We told her that, right? That is listening for the message, but that is still not the best kind of listening, right? The next, which is the best kind of listening, is actually listening to why Hadimi is actually talking in the first place. What is the motivation behind her providing that message to us, right? So the motivation behind the message, this is your buyer story. This is your key, right? So if somebody is trying to be funny all the time, right? Like, why are they trying to be overly funny? Maybe they are they need some attention, right? That's why they're trying to crack jokes all the time. They want to be the center of attention. So then you say, oh, okay, I think the key to this person is giving this person attention. And if I can give this person and try to put this person in the spotlight and give this person attention, I will give them what they want. And because I gave them what they want, they will give me what I want, right? So really the finding the keys is not just, listening to somebody, but what I say, listening in a story-driven way, right? Listening in a story-driven way, which is what I didn't have time to share this with you, but I'll just share it very quickly about the 3 types of salespeople. Okay, so the first type of salesperson is the crocodile. Why crocodile? Big mouth, small ears. So they are talking, and you meet a lot of these salespeople all around you. Whenever you go into a shop or you talk to someone, boom, they started talking, right? The second kind of salespeople are very, very good. They are called the elephants. And they've got elephants, why? The big ears and small mouth, right? The elephants are very different from the crocodiles. Crocodile, big mouth, small ears, right? So the elephant is the opposite. So they are really listening, right? Really, really, really listening. So how do you actually differentiate the crocodile? But then after the crocodile, right? They are actually listening for customers' problems, right? And then they try to find an opportunity to solve the customer problem. This is the elephant. But there's one level higher than even the elephant, and that's called the unicorn. So the unicorn is what I told you about earlier. They are not just listening to the customer's words, and they're not just listening to the customer's problems. They are listening to the problem behind the problem. Right? So people like Steve Jobs, people like Elon Musk, they are very, very successful because Henry Ford is another one, right? Very successful because they did not just listen to the customer's problems and the customer's needs and try to satisfy the needs. They went behind it. And famously, when Henry Ford started his Ford Motor Company, most people were riding horses, right? And people said, hey, did you do any market research? Did you do any problem solving? Did you try to get some understanding? Did you talk to your customers to try to understand what's the problem and then solve the situation? And Henry Ford actually famously said, right? If I had asked my customers what they wanted, they would have answered, we want a faster horse. Okay, because that's all they had in their mind. They wanted a faster horse. So he then not just listened to the customer, but actually went behind that, right? And said, you know what? Maybe my customers don't really want a faster horse. What they really, really, really want is the frustration of actually getting into a cart and actually getting through from one place to another. What if they didn't have to have a horse in the first place? So he went beyond that, right? And rather, it was not really about being a faster horse. but it was about getting from point A to B in the most efficient way possible, as much as technology would allow. So that's kind of understanding the key, right? So elephant, crocodile, the worst one, and an elephant is a very good one, but the best one is the unicorn. And all the billionaires, right? The billionaires that you see today, they are unicorns because they could understand the key to their customers. Okay. Any other questions?
Indran, I'm sorry, I want to add on just one thing to the end. As I said, actually, the problem that we are nowadays, we are too much automatized. Like we are like robots. We think about only like we are like thinking about what we want to achieve, and we even in normal life it happens this way, and we just don't forget that we are talking to human beings, and we just, sometimes we don't listen even to them at all. We just think about what will be the second thing that I will be saying, and I don't even, he even like can say something, he answered my future question, and I asked him that question. The problem that, as I said, design thinking is a human-centric process methodology. It's focused on a human, on people. If we try to understand more people, we give them more attention. As you said, attention is very important. We just give them more attention. We will figure out each one. It's not difficult to figure out which, like everyone is key. Not difficult at all, but it depends. It actually necessitates a little bit of effort.
Yes, exactly. A lot of people don't take the time and the trouble. As Hamidini said, it's not difficult, but it can be done. And with design thinking, you actually have a structured process to do that. Also with storytelling, right? We also went through that to some extent, but with design thinking, you've actually got a much more structured process to do it, which is great.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, do we have any more questions? It's been a great topic, Hadimi. Thank you so much, because it's really opened a lot of our minds in terms of how you can approach a problem, and problems are all around us. So this is a very useful tool to approach, and it can be done, I would say, on different levels. For those people who are just on their own, and they want to, if they are on their own, just solo, one person, and they want to use design thinking, they can. If they are in a very large company, they can. If you're in a startup, which maybe are 10, 20 people, you also can. So I think the beauty about it is the process is very, very adaptable to a single person trying to fix it. And maybe you can, if you're just a single person and you want to do it fast, maybe you can skip 1 or 2 steps, maybe. I don't know, Hadimi, can we skip 1 or 2 steps if we are in a rush, in a hurry?
No, Indran, no. Actually, the steps like they're linked and one to each other, and very important. And believe me, it's not hard to implement at all.
Okay.
Because it's very easy to implement.
Okay, great. So so the process is a process, right? It's like a recipe for a cake. If you miss out the butter, you miss out the sugar, and then you just, you want to do it, the cake's going to taste bad, right? So this is a design, an actual 4-step process that has been proven to work. So we just have to work it, and and then we'll see the results.
We will enjoy the results, actually.
Yes, that's right. We will enjoy the wonderful results that we have built.
And I want to thank all of you for the interaction, really, because I wanted to be this way. I wanted to interact with all of you. I wanted to share with you. You share with me. So thank you so much for all the sharing. And I really enjoyed the whole program. And we will keep in touch. We have to keep in touch.
Yes, let's keep in touch. What I'm going to do is, like I said, after this challenge program is over, then there won't be much interaction in the Facebook group. And after 30 days, that Facebook group will be no more. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add you guys into the other groups where I have all my alumni in there, right? My other students, and then we can just still, coordinate and still talk to each other, because I've got so much of content, so much of information I really want to share with you guys. And specifically, you know, I am really invested in your success, in your future. And I am not ready to say the end. I'm not ready to say, okay, we did the 10-day challenge, it's over, thank you very much, bye-bye. I'm not ready for that, right? So I want to add you into my Facebook group, and where I do coaching and stuff like that. And I want to share more content in there, right? And I will not be satisfied until I see that you have doubled your sales, right? Just like how I have done. I have doubled my sales for me. I've doubled my sales for my clients. I have tripled, and even if you look at my LinkedIn testimonials, I've even gone 10 times. And those are testimonials, right? I've done more than 10 times, but it's just that it's not a testimonial I have in my hands right now. So I know the system works. I know the facts that I'm sharing with you are really facts. They're not just ideas, right? So I really want you to pay attention. If you have to, go back and rewatch the videos of day 1 to day 10. Go back and try to do the homework. And if you have challenges, I'm still here, right? I'm still here. I'm happy to help you. Just come on, ask a question on the Facebook group. It's free of charge, right? We are all here to help each other, and Hadimi is going to be doing some more networking sessions. I'm doing my free coaching every Friday. Join me during my free coaching sessions. That coaching sessions are only going to be till the end of this month, okay? Yeah, that's right, Dian. We are going to double and triple our sales, just as many of my students have done that, right? So I want you to do the same. I've given you all as what Hadimi said, this is the recipe for making a beautiful, tasty cake. I've given that to you already, right? How to tell your story, how to tell your story, how to tell a story to the customer. You already have it in your hands. Now it's time for you to get it out into the market and start to monetize it and make more money, right? That's great. Okay, good stuff. So we are now 90 minutes into the session. Hadimi wants to mention something.
I just wanted to say Happy Hari Raya for all the people who are
yes. So yeah, Eid Mubarak to everyone. We have, I think it's called Lebaran in Indonesia.
Okay. Oh my God. I thought it's the same.
Yeah. So yeah, in Malaysia it's Hari Raya. In Indonesia it's Lebaran. Am I right? I don't know. I hope I'm right, guys.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Lebaran, yes.
Yes, great. So we have a fantastic mission. Even though it is COVID-19, it doesn't mean we can't celebrate, right? We can still celebrate, after doing our puasa for 1 whole month, we can still celebrate, and we can still enjoy this time with our friends and our family. Okay, this is the end, like I said, of the session, but it's not the end. It's just the beginning of our relationship together, right? So we'll come on to the other Facebook group, and we can continue our lovely conversations and learn more, share more, and most importantly, earn more. That's right. You have to earn more money, right? Okay. Take care, everyone. Have an awesome Sunday ahead, and I hope to connect with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye all.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Indran and Hadami.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.